Hello, this is my personal assessment on the Pro Mag magazine for the number 4 Mark 1 Lee Enfield magazine. I had put this rifle together from a bunch of parts, and I put it in an ATI stock. And of course, one of the parts that I was short of when I was doing this project was a magazine for the number 4. So as I was online looking for magazines, I thought, hey, great, this would be a great way to pick up a magazine. Being that the Lee Enfield magazines the originals are a little on the pricey side and sometimes hard to find. So anyway, I ordered it up and I got it in the mail, and I immediately come up and put it in my rifle there to see how it would work. Now, right out of the box there, it had a few little problems, a few little issues. I know some there have had no issues with them, and that didn't quite turn out that well for me. So anyway, the first thing there that I had problems with is that the bolt wouldn't close because the bolt was contacting the back of the magazine. The follower itself there, it was stiff and was catching on the little grooves there that go up and down, and it would only hold 9 rounds. And then after I did get the rounds in the magazine, they wouldn't feed into the rifle. The reasons for that were the rims were catching on the rear grooves, and that was holding them back. The underside of the tabs there, they were rough, and they were just at the wrong angles, and anyway, it just wasn't working. So anyhow, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what I did to tweak this magazine so that it actually works. And after I got it done there, it actually works not too bad now. I haven't had it out to the range yet to physically fire the rifle there with them, but now everything seems to work okay. The first thing I had to do was it had to do with the magazine catch. Now, what I had to do there is I had to file some material off that area so that the magazine would fit a little bit lower in the mag well. After I got that there, the bolt was still kind of rubbing, so I bent the tabs down a little bit. I had another Lee Enfield magazine to go by, so when I did that, I just copied what the tabs looked like on the original. Now the thing I had to do too was when I took the follower out, and I smoothed everything out there on the edges of the follower so that it would go up and down in the magazine there more smoothly. Yeah, it works quite a bit better now. Another thing I had to do with the tabs. Now the tabs were a little too square, and what I did was I had to taper them so that the shoulder of the rounds there would slip by, and of course then I had to shorten up the tabs there so that everything there would go through the center of the tabs, and yeah. So another thing I didn't care for was the aesthetics of the magazine. You can see how I rounded it off there, like originally there. It comes to a point, like all the way out to there, and it just didn't look right on the rifle, as far as I was concerned. So I slipped the bottom of the magazine off and took a grinder to the corner, and I rounded it off, the same as the original Lee Enfield magazine. Slid the bottom back on and then bent it around so that it won't come on and off. anymore, but that doesn't really matter because the follower will come out anyway. They're out the top there like the original magazines do. Anyway, one thing there that I need to mention there too is the grooves. Now the grooves there, they come up, and like I was saying there, the rim of the cartridge there would catch on the inside, and it wouldn't feed that way. So what I did was I took my vice grips. I did this on my bench, but a person could use a piece of flat steel and then just clamp it using the vice grips, and that would straighten it out. You don't have to go down too far with it. As you can see, that's the how far I went down. I had to do the same on both sides. And then of course I took sandpaper, actually emery cloth, and smoothed out the top and the undersides there of the tabs, so that everything slides much better on the magazine itself. And then I re-blued everything. Well, anyway, I think it looks kind of nice there on this rifle there, to tell you the honest truth. See if I can do this one-handed. There we go. Yeah, looks decent. Anyway, I need to remind everybody here that I'm not a gunsmith, and I'm not sure if that really qualifies there as gunsmithing, but I don't recommend anybody who's not qualified there to do this there on their own. Take it into somebody there who knows what they're doing, because we all worry about safety first when it comes to firearms. Anyway, I really hope that this helps somebody out there. I heard of one fella there who had to, he got his Pro Mag, didn't like it, and then actually threw it out. I personally there wouldn't do something like that, but I don't know. Different strokes for different folks, I guess. But anyhow, that's what I did to make it work. And like I said, once again, I hope this helps somebody out there. Take her easy, guys. Be safe shooting. Take care.